evening, everyone, and welcome to the Architectural Review Board meeting for October 7, 2021. Margaret, if you would do the
Sure.
or Pledge of Allegiance first.
Okay, yes.
Sorry. Pardon me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
And now the roll.
Okay, Laura Raffiani,
Present?
Jennifer Nemisek. Here. Silvio Luca.
Here.
Edna McIntyre is running very late, and I'm not sure about the status of Carlos, so I think we should just proceed.
Proceed. We do have a quorum. Okay, so first up this evening is application 21-30, Duncan, I should say, new name, at 1 Michael Frey Drive. Okay, if you could just grab the mic over there. You could take it with you if you like. You don't have to stay by the podium, but just make sure that you have the mic. And introduce yourself, please.
Okay. My name is Delira Floresca. I'm with GK&A Architects, and we are the firm that's remodeling the Duncan at 38 Mill here in Eastchester.
Okay.
May I
Distribute the other ones?
distribute
Absolutely.
the updates? Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I'll take one and pass them down.
Existing photos for your reference.
Okay, so these are not, these are like, I'll take one, yes?
Pardon me?
I'll take one. Oh, no, these are sets.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Laura, do you have two sets or just one?
You got mine.
Okay, thank you. You guys can share. Thank you.
You know what it looks like.
You're there all the time?
No, I go to
Look at
Starbucks.
So,
Like,
just
like
as an
kids now.
FYI, the architect met with us at the sign meeting on Tuesday, what day was it?
I think it was
October
Friday.
Friday.
Yes.
I'm losing all track of time, on Friday. And these new updates are based on our meeting on Friday.
Correct. There is a bit more information here than what was submitted at the sign committee, just because the client wanted to improve upon the coping and also extend that orange band to the adjacent liquor store, just to make it, a better looking facade, because that strip kind of comes in and out, and this entire portion of the building comes out from the rest of the facade. So just to maintain that continuous orange band, we continued it onto the liquor store and turning the corner to the side like about 3 feet in. Okay, so I'm going to describe the improvements from the ground up. The existing facade has an awning. We're removing that. So there is a metal material on the storefront, both at the bottom and at the top. We're proposing to paint that charcoal, which is one of the new Duncan colors. The orange band will be installed in lieu of the orange band that is currently there. If you look at the second photo that I just gave you, it shows you the profile of what's there currently. There is an orange band there with fluorescent lighting. We propose to remove that and install this new orange band, which is 8 inches in depth and 9.5 inches in height. It has recessed lights on the underside to be able to illuminate the sidewalk. And previously, we had some lights at the top, which we removed since the sign committee had asked us to do so. So we do not have any uplighting. We do have recessed lights on the underside of the orange band. Okay.
At one point, I thought you had said that there was both up and down lighting on the band, but the band is completely unilluminated, correct?
Correct. The lights that
underneath.
shine down are the recessed lights that are underneath.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's down there. And then the orange band, the same thing. Once it goes into the liquor store, we will not have uplighting. We will only have recessed lights on the underside. And you currently do have illumination there, which is fluorescent lighting, which will be substituted by the LED recessed lights, okay? Working my way up, this entire band, which is, it's a combination of a metal, extruded metal, and a wood printed on an aluminum material, and I have an example of it here. This whole thing will be made by the signage vendor to be mounted on the building by the GC. So this is not illuminated. It is a series of white and pink stripes with a wood tone in the middle. And then on the top, we have the existing coping, which will be painted that charcoal color. And I'm going to distribute the materials now so you can see them. Color samples.
Thank you.
This is a fiber cement material. That isn't what we'll be using here. It'll be aluminum with that printed on it.
Okay, so it's just that imprint.
Yes, and this is the material of the orange band.
And you don't have anything, this is the gray color that's going to be painted, or you don't?
That is, if you can show me what that is. No, that's the white
Okay,
at the sign, so let me just tell you where
The sign backer, the letter backer?
Yes, correct. So the grayish white that you see will be at the sign, on the sign backer. The orange is the Duncan letter orange and also the orange band. This pink is what will be on the extruded metal. And then the white will match the back of the sign. And the charcoal color that I mentioned earlier is this one. It's the I believe it's the PC2. That will go on the metal at the storefront and at the coping as well.
So for the color, really looking more for color and the background part and not necessarily the sign, I think your first set is more helpful in terms of that. And actually, I'm seeing the revised set here, that it's all in black and white. Is that what you guys got too?
Well, yes.
Yeah, I
because-
apologize that it wasn't printed in color. This
Okay,
is,
But it looks, actually, it looks the same as the size of the Duncan looks the same. Is it
the sign.
Yeah,
It's whatever was approved by the sign committee.
okay, it looks,
If you go to the second sheet, it shows the size of the sign. Which is, the letter height is 1.4, and the total, the backer board is 1.6.
okay.
That was previously, like, I believe it was 2 feet. So we are showing the smaller sign.
Okay. What kind of confused me was the original ARB application, the size looks the same. So is
Yes.
that what, you
Yes,
had the
because-
smaller one on the original ARB application?
When we submitted the sign committee package, we received the comment of us having to provide a conforming sign.
Okay,
So once we submitted to the ARB, we submitted the conforming sign.
okay. Now it's making sense, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I suggest you look, in terms of like how it looks, it's more helpful to look at the color one. Really, I guess the difference between this and this is the lack of lighting in certain places.
Yes, if you look at the bubbling, there was an arrow pointing to light on the top of the orange band, and that is out. And also, if you look at the third sheet, there was a cut sheet there for a LED light strip, which we removed.
Okay. Alrighty.
Currently, you have 2 stationary trash bins in front of the store. Are they going to remain?
They will remain.
Okay.
We may change them to something a little, we will have trash cans, but it may be something, a little bit newer than what's there.
That's
But
what
we
I'm
will
asking.
keep the trash cans, yes.
Okay.
But they could use an update.
And if you could include that, I guess, if we move this along. that
Yeah,
they-
I'll put that as a condition. So when they refer you to the planning board, then maybe you could provide a cut sheet, or they're going to request that you provide a cut sheet of a new and improved trash can.
Okay, no problem.
And so now that you're extending the orange all the way across, the liquor store will still have the
Shakes.
The
shakes.
shakes, yes. And the signage won't change, it's the same sign. It's just the coping will get painted and the orange band will go straight across.
So, but this appears large. This is it 8 inches? No, that's the overhang. What's the dimension? 6.5?
The height is 9.5.
9.5?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, is it 9.5 now, or it appears smaller?
Right now it is smaller, but since we're taking off the awning at the Dunkin', there's going to be basically like a blank fascia there. So it'll be a filler.
Okay, so then it's still going to project out a little bit though, right?
Yes, so the projection will be the 8 inches. Currently, I believe it's like a foot, around a foot. So we're going to be a little bit further, we won't be as, the projection won't be as much as it is right now.
Okay, and then on the far right-hand side, where it says there's a projection of 8 inches, I have a feeling that will kind of be a little awkward with the other facade on that, if you look
On the
at that.
side, if
Yeah.
you look at, I believe it's the last photograph in that packet that I gave you, it shows the side of the building.
Yes, absolutely.
So that band will end where the brick starts. So currently, there is a fascia that comes out there. So we'll basically do the same thing as that white fascia, as that white trim that's at the base of the shakers.
I'm not, I see what you're talking about in the photo, but I'm not following what you are saying, because I'm concerned more about the far right-hand side of the.
Oh, the far right-hand side, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I was in the wrong end.
Yeah, so if you look on the very first
Yes.
packet image, I'm thinking that if you try to extend that by 8 inches on the far right, as indicated on the illustration, that it would kind of impede on the other
On the other facade,
facade.
we can
Kind of
make
in a
it,
very awkward way, because it's got that overhang and what, you know what I mean?
yes. Now, I can, from what I saw on site, I believe that goes under that overhang that the adjacent tenant has. And if we need to make it a little bit narrower, we can do that.
Okay, I don't think you can even go beyond that line, because I think that's the dividing line of the, like, the other storefront.
Okay,
So I don't think you can go past, Margaret, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Maybe you could just provide a detail of how that's going to be dealt with, even for a contractor or something, because it's kind of hard to see whether that brick is set back a little bit in the photograph. So I see what she means about if it goes under the roof line there, it would just turn, but I don't know how far back that wall is, whether that's recessed a little bit or not. It's hard
Okay.
to tell in the photo.
We could definitely clarify that, the detail for that corner. If need be, it could just stop at the Dunkin', where the Dunkin' ends.
Yeah,
And in this photograph, it does look like it's flush with that little roof.
Yes, somewhat. But we can definitely take a photo of that and just make sure we have a detail for that.
Okay.
yeah, but yes, for sure, but, and what you need to take into consideration is whether or not you're on your, because this looks like, actually, you're past the property line. The way this is
Rendered.
rendered here, where it says 6 storefront, that line that comes down looks
Here?
like you're past the very,
If that-
the very
that
top
8-inch
of the
This.
storefront, the
That 8-inch
dimension.
Yeah, that's the center line of the demising wall.
Right, so it looks like you're already over that.
Yes, but the actual facade is a little bit over. That's
Okay.
why we,
But
the.
what I'm saying is, I don't think you want to go any further
No,
than
so we'll
that.
stop it, yeah, we'll stop it right here, where the storefront ends.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you said you had a sample of the wood tone, I think?
Yes, that's what I gave you. So that material is a fiber cement material, which is the prototypical.
Your wood tone's gonna be smooth though, right? Not, because that has relief.
Ours will have the colors, but it won't have the texture. And it'll be all light gauge aluminum material. So it won't be as heavy as that fiber cement.
So it will have color to look like wood?
Yes.
So, like a laminate kind of a thing,
Pardon me?
like a laminate kind of a
Yes,
thing.
because it won't have that, that texture.
Right. Any comments or questions, guys, from that? One thing that we did not mention at the sign meeting, and I just want to kind of throw it out there. I don't know if it really needs it, but I know they had come to the sign meeting with a much larger sign, kind of based on replacing the square footage of the sign because it got smaller, but this is what conforms to the sign law. And what, another thing that you are allowed to do is a blade sign. I don't know if it really kind of lends itself to this facade or whatever, but we find that they are very, very helpful in terms of pedestrian traffic.
Okay.
They just, and it's just one more way of, putting it out there.
Okay.
So if that would typically go above or near the door somewhere, if, that's something that you would want as extra, you're allowed by the law, the sign law, to do that.
Okay, I'll definitely, mention it to our client to see if that's something that he'll be interested in.
And okay, so the height, it has to be 7 foot below it. So I know, I see here where 8 foot is, so it would be probably in that top transom section would be
Okay.
the area that you could go,
To project out.
project out, but no lower than, I'm thinking no lower than the door,
Yes, that makes sense.
approximately.
Okay, yes.
In any case, that would need review and approval by the sign committee. You would not need to come back to this board or to the planning board. That would just be to the sign committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we should make a motion to open up application, what's the number?
Is 2130.
2130 for a
Second.
public hearing?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. anyone here? Yeah, I kind of thought so, okay. A motion to close the public hearing on application 2130?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Any other comments or suggestions regarding sending this along to the planning board?
Just about the trash.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. That would be nice to,
So the two comments were to bring a cut sheet of proposed trash cans and to just clarify on the drawing where the orange band ends on the right side, or how that'll, end on the right side of the building.
Okay, we'll provide that.
Okay.
all right. So that I would like to make a motion to send application 21-30 along to the planning board with the above-mentioned qualifications, with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Oh, and do you want your samples back? Would you
Do
like
you
your
want your
samples
samples back?
back? You can bring them to the
the
planning board meeting if you like.
The one right there, the wood.
Oh, the wood, here's the
Would
wood.
as well.
Oh, you can give that to the.
Sure, that would be helpful.
To Margaret for the town copy.
And then I'll take these photographs if you don't mind. Thank you, I'll take all of this.
Okay. And while we're doing that, our next application is application number 21-31 for 2 Eastway.
Good evening. My name is John Yanacito. I'm an architect, and I'm representing Mr. and Mrs. McGlynn this evening, and Michael McGlynn is with me tonight. We are proposing additions and alterations to the existing single-family residence located at 2 East Way. The proposed scope of work will include the construction of a one-story garage, which is highlighted here, at the side and rear of the existing residence. And the garage will have a breezeway which will connect it back to an open porch at the rear of the property. We're also proposing alterations to the existing circular drive to provide access to the new garage. Here is the street facade on East Way, showing the existing residence and then the garage beyond. On the garage, we basically tried to pick up the details that were in this gable end and the gable end at the rear of the house, and bring in the trim details there. The hip roofs we picked up from the side of the house, and then the stucco. Not as much happens on the front facade, but there is on this area, and then the entire back is mostly stucco. So we picked up all those materials and brought it into the garage building. This is the view from Southeast Way. The house beyond, and then the garage. And the property kind of slopes off towards the corner. And then here is the rear view, showing the garage, the breezeway connected back to the open porch and the remainder of the existing house. And then this is the view next to the proposed breezeway. The roof of the breezeway is cut away, and then that's the section to the existing family room. This is a rendering showing the existing house in relation to the garage. So here is the existing house and then the garage. As far as the materials, we're matching materials on everything. So the wall surfaces will be a 3-coat stucco in a beige finish to match existing. The roof will be slate to match existing. The trim boards will be AZEK painted to match existing. The windows will be vinyl clad to match existing, the color to match existing. The gutters are gonna be copper to match existing. And the overhead doors will be either a wood or a fiberglass painted to match the trim work and the siding, which happens more on the rear of the building. I have samples of the materials, which are pretty typical materials. I can hand them over.
I might have given it to you.
Texture.
Painted, and then the garage doors.
She only gave us.
I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I just have one comment. On the gable over the garage door, you're not saying how big the AZAC boards are, but I would definitely want them to be very similar to what you have. Not a 5/4 by 4, it might be 5/4 by 6 or by 8.
Yeah, we're gonna try to match what.
Yeah, because the boards on an existing house, they look like they're 8 or 10 inches wide.
Yeah, the only thing is this is a much wider, so we'll probably try to match the upper part of this gable here, that's more, or even this gable here.
Right.
Try to keep it the same size. 'Cause that has brick in between, and this one will have
Right.
stucco. But yeah, we're definitely gonna try to match the size of the existing house.
Yeah, right now it doesn't look like that, though. So,
Yeah, they might be drawn a little bit narrower on the rendering than even
You might, well, what I'm saying is you might actually lose a board,
Right, so we'll have them on the side of the windows for sure.
and then you work.
And then we'll have
Right.
them, then we'll space them
Yeah.
accordingly. But I'll revise that for the planning
Planning
board.
board?
Make them a little wider. I'll show them as 7 1/4, or whatever's out there.
Are there lights on the garage? Lights? Are they gonna be recessed?
We'll probably have lights, I would think we would have lights on either side of the garage door.
Yeah.
And then the breezeway would have recessed
Mhm.
lighting. Yeah, so we'll probably have, it gets a little tight, so we'll
Yeah.
get something, a narrow light type fixture.
is there anything else on the house existing now? Any other lighting
The porch
that,
is kind of covered here, so it's, the light is recessed here, and then at the back, I believe there's a light at this door here. Of this patio.
but nothing that you could tie into, is what I'm saying,
The garage needs a,
as far as lighting goes?
Yeah, we'll try to match what's there.
Mhm.
Mike, do you remember what kind of light you have?
There's floodlights in the back,
There's floodlights?
and there's a lantern,
at the front,
At the front door, like a black cast
like a,
iron.
that's kinda neat.
Yeah, so we can try to match that light fixture. I'll throw them on here for
Or similar.
something similar to the fixture that
Yeah.
exists out here.
I think that'll look nice.
And
On
on
the
either side of the garage
Garage.
doors as well,
Yeah, so
that's what you're gonna do?
We'll probably do at least here, and then if I can fit one here and here, or we'll just do the outside edge.
Because that recesses, right? That,
Yeah, that one sets back, right. Not much, I think it's a 2-foot setback.
You see it more on the rendering.
Yeah, it's a 2-foot setback with the front, just to create that
Oh.
gable.
also, again, because that house is probably built in like the mid-20s, the gable, whatever, yeah, typically somebody uses a 1/8, but try to match what's there. It might be a 1/10 or 12.
This rake board.
Yeah, right, board, right.
Yeah, we'll definitely match those details.
Yeah, those things could definitely
Yeah,
make,
we want it to
make
look
or
like
break
it's
it.
there.
And it's obvious by, the use of materials and the slate and everything else that you care enough that this fits in with the house itself, with the neighborhood, and we appreciate that. It's a nice
It's gonna look like it always
addition.
was there.
Yeah, it is, as it should. As
And
it
the
should.
rendering looks like it's already built. These renderings are getting more
I
and
know.
more
I know.
amazing.
Actually,
I
I
just,
like the colors on this one better. They're
Oh.
a little more subdued,
Yeah,
but,
that one's a little, I don't know, the colors there look too cartoonish.
no, I don't know. Ours looks great.
No, it's good? Okay.
That's a sunny day, that's the sun setting in that one.
It looks nice.
Thanks.
These are actually The bushes,
Yes,
pretty
they are.
much.
Those are them.
I sent them photographs of the house, so maybe they tried to rent it.
Yes.
Oh, they did, yeah, no, everything, I keep it, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Right there.
This outfit's out of North Carolina. I send them my drawings, and then like a week later, I get a render. It's great.
Really nice.
Can't beat it.
Okay.
Oh, and this stone wall is also pretty beautiful on the project site front and side. Is that the stone wall to the adjacent property driveway, or I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking at there. There's an interesting,
That's another house, though.
yeah, is that what that
The
is?
house next door, yes, this wall here at the very back has like a 6-foot drop
Okay,
to their backyard. So that wall runs across the whole property. They see that from their yard.
has nice character. That also looks like that it's been there for quite some time.
That's one of my favorite neighborhoods in the Eastchester area.
It is quite nice. It is.
Sorry for all the people on Lake Island.
It's a whole different era.
I've just lost all my clients.
It's a different,
Yeah, that whole area is
Character.
1920s.
Yeah,
period.
it's amazing.
That's why.
right. So,
Okay, what's the-
I'd like to make a motion to open application 21-31 to Eastway for a public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here to have anything to say, comments, additions, whatever? Okay, and I'd like to make a motion to close application 21-31 to Eastway on to, for the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. And I think, Margaret, if we would just review the light fixture?
Sure,
is it
well, there were three things that,
Okay.
to ensure the width of the boards on the gable, on the garage match the size of the existing boards, that match the rake boards on the gable as well, and add similar light fixtures at the garage doors.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to send application 21-31 to Eastway along to the planning board with a recommendation of approval with the above conditions. Any
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and good luck with your home and addition.
You want these again for the next client?
Yeah.
I gotta get a new one.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks a lot. Have a great
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Alright. Alrighty, so I think that's it for this evening. I'd like to make a motion to close the Architectural Review Board meeting of October 7, 2021.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty, thank
Thank
you,
you.
and good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Let's hear